What up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Tuna Status Podcast. Sponsored by, supported by, loved by Fusion 5 Motorsports. We have another special guest up here today, Mr.
Matt.
All right.
Mr. BeastCoast, I guess, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're here just chilling, catching up with Matt. It's the end of the season. We just wrapped up BeastCoast. And we're going to talk a little about how the season progressed for you and your team. What were some of the challenges, and what was your approach to the season in the beginning? So let's start from the beginning. I know at one point last year we had a conversation where we were slightly on the same page, maybe for different reasons, where we just weren't into the car scene that much.
Oh, yeah.
What was it like being in that space and coming out of that space? Because, we saw it online. Everybody was complaining. Car scene's not the same. The car scene's not the same. The car scene is different. And what was your take on that?
I still think it's in a weird spot.
Yeah?
It's definitely still in a weird spot. Like, it's so weird, bro, because I've talked about this on my podcast, too, where, like, the car scene's not the same, right? Mm-hmm. But you have to kind of, like, step outside of it and think about it from the point of view of, like, the younger kids who are like in it heavy now. Like this is their scene now. Like we're older. It's not our scene anymore. Mm-hmm. We're creating in this scene and we're running events and stuff in the scene, but it's not our scene. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I think this year for me was really just trying to like change my perspective of this is how the scene should be, and I still think like that. Like this is like my job with BeastCoast. My goal with BeastCoast is to like protect the culture for the culture. So, but with that being said, there has to be compromise. So we have to pursue that goal, but do it within the current culture.
Yeah,
I'm not going to like before. I think my goal was to steer the culture, and now it's more so like not necessarily steer it to what I think it should be, but to just make sure that wherever it is, it's in a good place and it's in good hands. Okay. Right? So and that was like an ego thing, I think, where I was just like, no, I'm gonna fucking put the culture where I think it needs to be. But realistically, I'm not driving that culture anymore. Like all I can do is provide what I think is the best way to like engage in that culture.
Okay.
So it's definitely changed. I still feel like there's a lot of work to be done, and it's in a weird spot.
Yeah.
But then there's people like you. There's people like myself. There's a lot of different people out there. Tony, Electro, like all these groups that are like doing their small part, because we're all older.
Yeah.
But we're all doing our small part to like, and our goals are kind of all similar.
Yeah.
We just go about it in different ways.
Yeah, so I think we're all expressing, even though there's different tastes and different styles, but we all prefer a certain level of quality over the quantity itself. And then we understand what it's like when things are oversaturated.
Yeah.
And it's weird because the way how I look at it and explain to some of the people that I interact with is like, this same feeling is not just with the car scene. It's in
100%.
music.
Yeah.
It's in fashion.
Yeah.
It's in TV. It's where people are seeing things now, and it's just a level of watered down quality of what it used to be.
I don't mean to cut you off, but the term watered down bothers me.
Yeah?
Because I like to look at it as everything's just easier to access now.
True.
And and that's a good thing. So I think this is where I had to change my perspective, because I was like, it's too watered down, like there's too much, it's oversaturated.
Yeah.
But we should want people to be partaking in this community, right? We should want it to not be watered down, but we should want it to grow. We should want everybody to be in it. But yeah, so I just think that like, we should want these things to grow. Like without the music industry is a perfect example where like
Yeah.
there's a lot of music, there's a lot more music coming out now. There's like all these new artists and stuff like that. And yeah, not all of them are good.
Yeah.
Just like not all cars are good, right? In my opinion. But those people should still have access to the community. You know what I'm saying? And the world is just becoming so unified. So yeah, the world is just like is becoming one with like everything. Like,
Yeah.
like we can reach people like we've never been able to reach them before. So that's why all these communities are getting so big because everybody has access, and access is damn near free now to get into anything. So, so yeah, we just need to. I think we just need to change our approach on how we plan on protecting the culture versus running it.
Yeah,
that makes sense,
that's true.
you
That's
know?
true. Because I feel like with the approach that I saw in the beginning of the season, there was a lot of hate, and it was a lot of, and I speak with a lot of the younger community, and then they look at us. I'm not gonna. It's kind of weird. They kind of look at us as the older guys, you know. And I accept that term. I mean, shit, we've been doing this for a while,
it's been a
and
minute.
you know, and they just kind of like, yo, why are they hating on us so much? And we are just trying to grow within the space that's provided.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of them aren't with the whole takeover, but they've seen a lot of people complaining about takeover. A lot of them are complaining about quality of car, and they're like, yo, listen, I just got my car. Can I get a chance to like grow with my car? Things like that.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to accepting cars for the collective, what are some of the criteria that you kind of look for?
It's a good question. So we up to that this year. I'm actually I have a really proud point here, but it's also still something I'm disappointed in. But I'm proud compared to other things I saw. But we expanded our team this year a little bit. We involved some more people
Okay.
in the vetting process. And we changed to more of a registration process instead of just invites.
Okay.
I can only see so many cars. Our staff can only see so many cars. So it's like,
Oh shit, sorry.
it's okay.
Speaking of the, wait to see who's calling. Yo, so you just gonna interrupt the fucking pod?
What the fuck, guy?
You just gonna interrupt the fucking pod? He called us just to play Kendrick in the background.
Oh, motherfucker, bro.
I'm keeping this in there, by the way. This is staying on the edit, bro.
That's funny, bro.
Oh my God, this is definitely staying in the pod. Hold on. Oh no, you ain't hanging up, motherfucker. Oh man,
That's great.
just to let y'all know that was LaShawn calling in. Oh my God, that's too funny. Where you at?
I'm at home. I was about to see what time you was coming tomorrow.
I'll be there early, probably like 9:30ish, 10. Probably 9:45, honestly.
Oh, goddamn. All right.
Yeah, well, it starts at 11, so. But yeah, I'll see you there.
All right. Right. I'm sorry, my bad. I ain't mean to interrupt y'all.
No, you good, you good.
I don't even remember what we were.
So we was talking about acceptance.
The criteria for the collective, yeah. Yeah, so we expanded the team a little bit, and we just look for cars. So we don't just look for one kind of car. We look for cars that fit an OEM Plus style.
Yeah.
We look for cars that fit high customization like level. We look for cars that are just like anything in between. So we definitely, like, for example, there was like a lightly modded Porsche there, older 911, and it was not a wild build, but it was clean.
It grabbed a lot of attention.
It grabbed a lot of attention. It was very clean. It was very well done.
Whoever
and
parked
like,
that parking spot with the sun.
Perfect spot.
Woo!
That color was nice, and so we just look at these cars and we're like, okay, we genuinely treat the collective like a gallery,
Yeah.
like an art gallery. And so we're like, okay, there's tons of different kinds of art. There's wild art, and
Yeah.
then there's simple art, there's modern art. So we try to kind of pick and choose cars that fit that, like that kind of style of
Yeah.
like different genres, and we want to bring them together in a place like that. But we also make sure that these cars are using authentic parts. These cars are not TikTok built. They're
Yeah.
not Timu built. And there's a fine line there, right? Like, so
Yeah.
some things are going to slip, right? Everybody who hosts a car show knows that when they get there, they look, there's a couple of cars there, and they're like, that one shouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
But I'm proud to say with the collective, that is very few.
Yeah. Honestly.
Very few.
Because I mean, everybody's gonna have that. Oh well, how come I didn't get accepted? This was there, whatever,
Right,
whatever.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that's few to many.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
yeah.
when you look at that ratio, and it's not to knock the owner of that car, they might even take that situation and be like, "Damn, I kind of feel out of place," and
Yeah.
then they might come back next season on another level that might
Yeah.
make them feel more comfortable in us.
Every car we choose for the collective, whether it's highly modified or lightly modified, we choose for a reason.
Yeah.
It fits into what we're trying to do with the collective and what we're trying to create. And there's cars that we deny
Yeah.
that we had, I think, 350 registered cars. And I think we ended up with 180 that we chose, or 170 that we chose. So right around half.
Yeah.
A little more than half. And then there was like another 15 to 20 that were separate. So like we also wanted to have good representation from the drift community because it's part of our community.
Yeah.
Right. And so I had talked with Zach Foss, and I was like, we would like for you guys to bring drift cars, but they need to be good representation of both people. That's another thing about the collective too, is the people.
Yeah.
Right. It needs to be good representation of people and good representation of cars in the drift community. I don't want drift rockets. I don't want just like these beat up drift cars.
Yeah.
I don't want these mangled drift cars. They're cool. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing them at Lock City, but we want good representation here. So things like that, where we just try and like curate it to just like another level. We try to just bring everything up. We try to raise the bar. I think we did well.
Yeah.
There's definitely some improvements and some other ideas we couldn't squeeze in this year.
Yeah.
So for next year, we're already working on that. But yeah, it's the selection process is not easy, and we definitely. I think this year proved over last year or any other event that we truly do this for the culture, because the amount of money that we gave up by denying 180 cars
Yeah.
is a great,
Yeah.
is a solid amount of money.
Yeah, which is on the other side of things, because right now a lot of people complain about the money grab situation and things like that.
Yeah, we'll never do it.
Yeah.
We'll never do it. And I even had to, there's times where I have, because I'm not going to lie, bro, I'm like, especially even right now, I am broke.
Yeah.
And so I always look at things where like, I'm not out here buying all this crazy shit. So my level of like, what I want to charge people for things is lower than what it should be.
Yeah.
And Jake has to beat me up sometimes and be like, bro, these fucking shirts that we're putting out, like we did some LA Apparel shirts, and the shirts we did the Celtics tees on, they cost us, I was willing to like make $2 per shirt, because I'm like, I want people to have them. I want people to enjoy them. And Jake is like, yeah, but bro, like you're not paying attention to the effort that we're putting in to create it and all this stuff. Like we need to like still be able to make money to create more. But when it comes to the collective, and I see all these other shows charging ridiculous amounts of money, and I'm gonna sit here and call it is what it is. I'm putting on a better event than a lot of these other events.
Yeah.
And I'm charging less than a third or less than half of what they're charging. It's not about the money.
Yeah.
It's never has been. It helps, believe me, it helps the brand. It helps
Yeah.
us be able to grow, but if you do things for the culture, people see the effort.
Yeah. But the merch is fire, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you.
The merch is fire. I
Thank you.
love because let's face it. Like, there's not too many event promoters and curators that are also, because when I look at Beast Coast, it's not
Yeah.
just a car event. It's an actual it's a culture.
Yeah.
So with the culture, you see the apparel, you see like the lifestyle, the vibe, and all that stuff that comes with Beast Coast.
Yeah.
So I look at it as much more than,
I
and not to
appreciate that.
like demean or disrespect anybody,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah, no, I
much
get it.
more than just cars.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate that.
it's
So-
definitely multifaceted, and that's why I think a lot of people support it, because it's culture based. It's not just a once a year thing. It's a
Yeah.
year round thing. It's
Yeah.
it's within the seasons. It's you guys capturing on the essence of the Celtics and
Yeah.
the Bruins
Yep,
and all that
yep.
stuff like that. So it's one of the few things that make you feel, especially in Boston, that it's year round.
Yeah.
Not
which
just
is
oh,
tough here.
September is here.
Yeah, we're
And,
done.
well, honestly, looking at the calendar now, I see shit all the way up to November.
know.
But as far as us, it's usually around September. It's kind of
Yep.
pretty much just
Yep,
done.
slows
at the end.
down.
Yeah, dude. So
Yeah. It's one of those things. My son's calling me, I think. Let me just say goodnight to him. Sorry,
go
bro.
ahead, take your time.
Austin.
Hi.
Hi, bud.
Hi, bud.
I'm not home. Can we play tomorrow? Or how late are you gonna be up tonight?
I'm gonna be up till 11.
11? All right. I don't know if I'll make it for 11, but I'll get on Roblox with you for a little bit. And then if not, tomorrow I have just an event I have to go to, but I'll be home for the majority of the day.
Yep.
Okay. You have a good day?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. All right. I'll call you in a bit if I can, okay?
Okay.
All right. I love you.
Me too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
I forget what we were on about now. The merch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, yeah. So this is like one of those things where I don't really tell people a lot. It's not because I don't want to, but a lot of people have known, because I'm pretty open about it, about like the shit I went through 2 years ago. Just like my life was just bad.
Yeah.
And I think that I lost, and this is gonna sound corny, but I don't. It is what it is. I lost my like purpose.
Yeah.
Right? Aside from being a father, because it's the best. But so I think I'm one of those people that like if I'm not constantly doing something,
Yeah.
I fall into like a bad headspace where I'm like depressed, or I'm just like I don't feel like I have enough going on or whatever. I can't get tied in the monotony of a day to day. So being able to pursue things through Beast Coast literally helps me as a person. So like the merch and stuff like that, like these design ideas, I've always been a dreamer. I've always been just a wanderer in like my head. So I think it like helps me because I'm able to like come up with these ideas and then I just stew on it and I obsess over it. And then eventually it turns into a t-shirt or something, or an idea or a graphic or whatever. And then when I get to see those things come to life, it's amazing. And then the feeling of like people purchasing, we're getting orders now from like all over the country.
That's dope.
Yeah, and
That's
it's like
dope.
one of those
Congrats.
things that like I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is so weird. But
Yeah.
it's amazing when I'm printing out labels and I'm just looking at addresses and I'm like, how the fuck are you even seeing our stuff? Like, how are you even engaging with it to the point where you want to buy it is crazy to me. So it's one of those things where like, as I hate calling myself like an artist, but as a creative person, it's so rewarding that like people support it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, what I'm doing is good for me, but it's also like other people are finding value in it too. So, but yeah, it just helps me like be creative. Like I can just be creative and whatever. So that's where all those ideas come from, and they come into weird shirts and fun stuff. Yeah. So.
Yeah, man. So venues, I mean, switching spots.
Yeah.
From where you first began to
Yeah.
where you're at now in Springfield, and each spot, man, it hits. It hits.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, man.
Word. Thank you.
Is there any venues that you're like, damn, I want to do it there?
Yeah, so Jake and I actually got into an argument about this the other day, like a
What?
legit argument. Yeah. Shout out to Jake, love you, bro.
Uh-huh.
But I was looking at the thing, but shout out to Jake. But yeah,
Yeah.
we got into a legit argument the other day, where I think that we should, and that's the thing. That's the thing. It happens with business partners. It should happen. Like you should have heated moments with your business partner because
Yeah.
it means that you guys are both passionate about what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Versus a yes man that's kind of like, yeah, that's cool.
exactly,
Yeah, that sounds dope.
yeah, and then
Fire.
and then
Like,
it ends up being trash, and you're like, and then they're like, nah, bro, I don't know, that was your choice.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, be in
nah,
this with
tell
me.
me some shit. Yeah.
So yeah, so we had a heated argument because I have a spot in mind. Next year's the 10th year,
Yeah. No
and
shit.
yeah, crazy,
Congrats, bro.
crazy,
Congrats.
yeah, nuts.
Old ass.
yeah, legit. So next year will be the 10th year. Of course, we took a couple years off in
Yeah.
between because of COVID and whatever, but like we've been doing them for 10 years. So I'm like, we should do it big. We should do, and not big, but like keep the essence of the collective, but do something special for 10 years. And I have a venue in my head, and I can definitely do it. I can definitely get it.
Okay.
And it's closer than Springfield. But
Which
Jake,
a lot of people are gonna be happy about.
yeah, I know. But Jake is firm on the collective only being the collective if it's in the kind of venue that it's been in. And so him and I don't really see eye to eye on that. And
Yeah.
we're gonna work it out. We'll figure it out. It
Yeah.
is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He's protecting what we've built, and I am. Again, I'm like a dreamer,
Yeah.
and I'm always just like,
So you're looking to evolve.
yeah.
Okay.
I've always, and I told Jake this the other day, but this has always been my idea with BeastCoast is, I'm going to do the things that I want to do, and if I kill the brand, I kill the brand. Yeah, I don't want to be 60 something years old and look back and be like, fuck, I should have did this venue, or fuck, I should have did this event, or
Yeah.
So I'm always like, dude, I'm gonna go hard, and if I ruin this brand in 5 years, I literally don't care because I am putting my all into it, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I can't be on my deathbed, bro, and just be like, fuck, I didn't do enough or whatever. So
So do you see the collective in other states?
yeah, I do. Yeah.
Do you see the collective in other countries?
I haven't really thought that far, but
It's dope. It's a lot of, because me personally, like, I've done 2 events internationally. It's a lot of work.
yeah, of course.
As far as finding a consistent, that's the hardest part, is finding a consistent team that's going to sit there and deliver to the bar that you expect.
Exactly,
Especially
yeah.
when you're physically not
there, and you don't even know them.
Because I'm a worrier. I try to be as confident as I am approaching each situation, but
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on here? What's going on here? What's
Yeah.
going on here? What's going on here?
Yeah.
And it's not a matter of fact of I want to play control freak. It's just worrying about
You have
something
to.
happening.
You have to, though. It's your baby.
You know,
you have to play.
So, and both events went, 3 events, all 3 went successful.
you
So
go.
I think it would be really dope to see the collective, especially in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to do the
You-
UK,
yo.
bro. I have a weird obsession with the UK.
Yeah.
It's mostly their culture and music. But definitely, I want to move the collective. We're getting more people out of the blue, just people messaging us, telling us to bring it to other places. So we've been getting asks to bring it to the DMV,
Okay.
Florida, of course, everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm absolutely not opposed to it. The problem with it is, at that point, the collective transcends the word Beast Coast because it's no longer just an East Coast thing if I take it overseas, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Again, it's for the culture.
Yeah.
The word Beast Coast is just a name. It's whatever. So I haven't thought that far about overseas yet. I would
Yeah.
like to see some success here and other places. I think we're still a year away from that, at least. But with that being said, we have a schedule now of 4 events here, not collective, just 1 collective, and 3 other events, which I'm sure we'll get into. But
Yeah.
so I want to solidify those and then start bringing it to another state or something like that. Maybe do a Jersey.
So
something like
keeping on the path of growing and trying new things, You guys did the dodgeball event this year.
Oh, dodgeball, bro.
How was coming up with that idea and saying, you know what, this is gonna be fun?
Dude.
It's different.
It
It's
is different. It is different.
And it was so far. It wasn't like, hey, we're gonna have dodgeball inside, car meet outside. It was
Yeah.
just. I mean, granted, if somebody drove by, they were probably like, oh shit, there's a car meet because there's a lot of cars in the lot.
Yeah.
But it was more of the essence of just, yo, let's get everybody together and whoop some ass.
Yeah.
So-
So dodgeball has been something I wanted to do for over 10 years.
Yeah.
I've wanted to do a car meet, dodgeball, whatever. You know where Paul Revere Park is?
Yeah.
There's a park kind of close to that, and they
Okay.
have tennis courts there. And the idea was always to do it there, but there just
Okay.
was never enough parking.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I revisited the idea every couple of years, and I just never got around to it. And then I talked to Gio, and I was like, bro, where do you play basketball? And he was like, oh, I play at Starland. And I was like, we can rent the courts? And as soon as he said yes, I was like, we're doing it.
Okay.
But another, like, transparency, Gio and I went into that event financially together, and we lost money on it.
Okay.
But him and I both agreed at the end of it, we were like, it was so worth it.
Yeah, hands down. It was,
It was
a great,
so worth
it was a great event.
It was so worth it.
Is there anybody you wanted to catch with it?
With
With
dodgeball?
the dodgeball? Is there anybody?
Jason.
Jason?
Jason, I'm going to catch him in his jaw next year. I got you, bro. Let's let that train go by.
Yeah.
But, oh, that was cool. That's a quiet one. But yeah, I got to catch Jason, bro.
Yeah. Just snipe the shit out of
I
it.
got to. It was in the plans, too. I was going to let
And
everybody.
that sound when it makes that full contact
Oh,
with that tink
bro.
right to the face.
It's the best, bro. It's the best.
I seen some people that were actually kind of gunning. I was like,
Yeah,
hey,
people
yo,
were
you got
headhunting.
some. I'm like, you got some smoke on. Like, yo.
Yeah, people were headhunting. So, also a shout out to, I know Jamie and I have our differences right now, but shout out to him on the trophy, bro.
Yeah.
That trophy was heat.
Yeah.
And I almost didn't want to give it away. Like, I was just like, yo, this trophy's.
Shout out to Jamie from Street
Yeah,
Trends
shout
Metal
out
Art.
to Jamie.
Yeah.
I wanted to fucking take that shit home, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, amazing work. But yeah, that whole event was like, it's just one of those things for me that like I checked it off the bucket list.
Yeah.
But now that we did one and it was fun, we're gonna do kickball next year.
Yeah.
So we're gonna that gives more people an in. The teams will be a little bit bigger because they have to be. It's kickball. But
Yeah.
we're gonna do some. I think we're gonna do kickball, and then I think we're gonna move that to the off season. So
Okay.
we want to bring people out during the off season. So fall,
Okay.
you know, like
That's a good
November,
time for it. Yeah,
December,
that's a good time.
January, indoor kickball. I would love to do outdoor, but like
Boss.
now that we're adding more events, it's like we can't cram everything into one season here because
Yeah.
it's seasonal, like you said. So, but yeah, it'll be kickball next year. So
right.
we'll see how that goes. So, we'll see. It should be good.
So something I'm happy to really see recently,
Yeah.
catching up with you, was picking up the camera.
Oh yeah.
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 Man. Granted, it was 1,000 degrees that day, but
I legit went home and like I felt like shit.
yeah.
For like the whole next day. I was like,
I was
I had to be
tired.
dehydrated
I was
and
tired.
tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun though. It was a
Hell
good
yeah,
time. It
man!
was
Catching up with
way
people I
too
haven't
hot.
seen in a while,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
A while.
Yeah.
So, but seeing you pick up the camera and then seeing you drop in the first set, I was just like, yeah, I kind of missed that.
Yeah.
I kind of missed that.
Yeah, I missed it too.
Because there's a lot, there's only a few creatives that I follow as far as their photography and art that I like, and it's not to knock anybody or whatever, but that I really respect their work. And then I remember you putting down the camera for some years, and then slowly getting into that space. What was it like? Do you feel like a sense of pressure, or are you right back into the space of like, I like creating right now?
I am excited to shoot,
Okay.
but I'm rusty, bro.
Yeah.
I realized that in the photos that I shot that day, the editing was great, but the compositions were just off. And it's just because I haven't done it for so long. You know what I'm saying? So like some of the angles I was shooting, and then like I forgot some things. I forgot
Yeah.
about like things I knew about light and,
Yeah, I know.
and stuff like
I
that.
know
I
what you-
completely forgot. Like
Bro,
it just
I felt it. Like I got
slipped.
I got home that day and I was just like, half the photos I took, I was like, what is this, bro?
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
like, I know better, and I'm really critical on my work, really critical. And I was just like, what is this?
Yeah,
And I feel like a
yeah.
lot of us photographers, so there's some shots that we kind of look at and we're just like,
course.
bro, what the fuck?
Of course, yeah. Yeah. So,
But-
but that was, yeah. It's just, other than that, I'm excited about it. But
Yeah.
I gotta work on that composition.
Yeah.
And I think I was rushing to shoot because there was so many cars.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if I took my time with one car, that would have been the way to get back into it a little better. I would have
Yeah.
been able to be like, okay, this is good framing, this is good spacing, the lighting is good here. Whereas there, I was just like, okay, next car, next car,
Yeah.
next car. You
And
know
that's
what
what
I'm
I
saying?
didn't like.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So, but speaking on the editing and stuff like that, you looking to get into doing more shoots, getting back outside, or it's kind of like where the wind blows right now?
Yeah. It's. I had a lot of fun that day, and I definitely plan on doing more shoots, but I just don't have the bandwidth
Yeah.
really to
Yeah.
do it all. I have like, it's BeastCoast has become like a full-time job to just, like, whatever I got going on with it.
Yeah.
That getting out and shooting cars is just kind of like not in the cards for me right now, and it's sad because that's all I want to do. Like, I want to go out and shoot and whatever.
Yeah.
But and I will eventually.
Yeah.
When the time is right. But but right now it's just, I got a lot more on my plate.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's one thing.
okay.
You're not. It's not like you don't know cars.
Right, yeah,
If you
yeah.
want to, see a
Yeah.
car.
If
Was
I
there any
wanna
cars
shoot,
that
I
really
can
caught
shoot.
your eye this year at the collective?
there was a few, yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Eldridge has the
Black E30.
black E30 with the Mercedes swap.
Oh,
That car's nuts,
I
bro.
know.
That car is
know.
nutty. And he's actually going to work with us on a video project.
Okay.
LaShawn knows about it. Him and I are like writing scripts up for it already.
Yeah,
it's like
LaShawn told me.
it's like a whole production.
Because LaShawn was like, because I posted on a story, and he's like, "Oh, you guys are shooting that car." I was like, "Oh no, shit," because I'm going to be linking with him to shoot. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool,
he told me he's from the Cape, so I was like, okay, we just
Yeah.
gotta work out a schedule and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
really
he's,
cool guy. Really, like, when I was talking to him, I was like, oh shit, like, not
Yeah,
expecting
he's
him to be an
awesome.
asshole, but he's really cool. So.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I don't want to leak what the project is, but it's fucking cool.
That's what's
it's
up.
so cool.
That's
I'm
what's up.
like, it's another one of those ideas that hit me, and I told LaShawn, and he was like, bro, I'm in. So I can't wait. I think we're gonna have to push that one back to spring.
Okay.
Which kind of sucks. But I was hoping to do it around September, but bro, time's flying.
Yeah,
man.
I know. August is flying by.
It's scary.
really is.
It's so scary how fast it's going. But
How's
yeah.
it collaborating with other creators? Like
That
working with
shit's
LaShawn and things.
fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. You know what the cool thing is about working with LaShawn? It's cool, and it's a little bit sad, but I'm gonna try and push it more.
Yeah.
I can tell that LaShawn wants to shoot more creative stuff. But what he is shooting a lot is events.
Yeah.
I can tell he's excited to do cinematic stuff.
Yeah.
Or to do more like creative stuff, but those opportunities are thin.
Yeah.
They're not always there. So I'm really excited about shooting this thing with him because I know that he understands my creative eye. He has the eye to shoot it.
Yeah.
And then it's just going to turn into more.
Yeah.
We'll be able to do more and more creative stuff together. So
Because it's dope seeing him come into his own space. Because when me and LaShawn first linked together, I was just coming into the photography.
yeah.
And then I was feeding off a lot of like the energy that he was putting out. And I mean, once we were shooting a lot of cars together at one point. I learned a lot from just watching him in his space and his element and his go-to. And it's just like, just watching him, it's hilarious because AirPods on, zoned out.
In his own zone, bro.
Crack a couple jokes. But
Yep.
then when you see the final production and the work that he puts out, it's just like, bro, how did you take what? Because I'm standing there like with you.
Yeah.
I saw what you shot.
Yeah.
But how'd you make that out of all that?
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and
It's
now you
nuts.
see him on his hoverboard just
He's
Back
doing his
and
thing.
forth.
You don't even question it. I don't question anything he does, bro, because
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be heat.
Yeah.
When he's done, it's fire. There was another, not to switch it up, but there was another photographer that is a friend of my girlfriend's, my girlfriend Whitney. Her friend's name is Esmeldy, and she is like a mainly portrait photographer.
Yeah.
And she came to the collective. I guess Whitney and her were talking, and she asked, she was like, "Oh, I just shot a couple cars. I would love to come out to the event." I didn't know what to expect. I didn't see her work.
Yeah.
But dude, it's like sometimes when you see, anybody can take pictures, but sometimes this is the same thing with Dominic Bates. Like
I know.
when they're in that zone and they pick up on the fine little details of each car, and then they obsess over capturing it the way that they want to capture it.
Yeah.
And Esmeldy is like an amazing portrait photographer. And then I'm seeing now the stuff that she put out from the collective, and I'm like, damn, I thought I was a good photographer, but like
And you see somebody just kill it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw those same cars that she saw. I would walked up to those cars.
Yeah.
And she's photographing things that I didn't catch. And I'm like, how?
Yeah.
So, sorry.
It's just what I feel like right now as a photographer, I'm fighting something that when I first started, it was a bad habit. And then I noticed that, you know, through people giving me feedback and things like that, when I really felt like my pictures started to like excel to a certain point was time. And that was one of the few things that LaShawn taught me was one, spacing and composition, but two, just really taking my time
Yeah.
with shooting the car, looking at the details,
Yeah.
and focusing on what I want to create
Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
just quarter angle shot, this shot,
Yeah,
head on
yeah.
shot.
I was gonna
back
say,
shot,
do you use
tail
a
light
shot list?
And I did in the beginning,
Yeah.
but then I felt like a lot of shots were repetitive. And I didn't like that. So what I told myself was like, I want to create something that is as natural as possible that allows the person who wasn't there to feel like they're there through the photos.
I almost think that having a shot list is good.
Yeah.
Knock the shot list out quick,
Yeah.
just so you have it. And then it's almost like B-roll or filler.
Yeah.
Right? And then whatever you want to shoot, shoot that. So if you need a 3/4, you need a front angle,
Yeah.
you need a rear angle, interior shots, knock those out. And then let the creativity just do its thing.
Yeah.
So
I want to get back to taking my time
you should.
because I feel like
That's
the
the way to do
quality is
it.
a lot better. But once again, like photography was therapeutic for me.
Yes, bro.
And I got into a space where I was trying to find a balance of spending time with my kids and being outside and shooting. And obviously, you know, kids trumped it.
Of course.
And then also shooting so many cars en masse, it's like, who else can I shoot, or who else presented something that's different?
Different, yeah. Dom is going through that now.
Yeah.
Him and I talk almost every day. And he's like, dude, he's like, I'm losing motivation. And I'm like, and I'm trying to tell him, like, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Like, you don't have to be on all the time.
Yeah.
You don't have to be A game all the time. You just don't have to.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to tell him, like, go shoot landscape, go shoot portrait, or just put the camera down for a month. And go do something else. Go play video. He likes playing Rocket League. I'm like, bro, go obsess over Rocket League for a month. Don't feel like you have to be on this photography, because you'll kill the passion you have for photography real quick.
Yeah.
If you just force yourself to do it over and over and over and over. Dude, there's professional photographers out there that, like, it's a job to them now. And they lost that, like, initial thing where they got into it because it was like an outlet, and it was an art form for them.
Yeah.
And they've lost it now, and it's just a gig, just a job.
Yeah, and that was the space that I got in. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But to speaking with a close friend, he was just like, go back to the humble beginnings, bro. And get into that space with, you know, and I was like, yeah, but I don't want to be outside, ask somebody to let me shoot their car for 2.5 hours. He's like, bro, but you're forgetting. I'm like, what? He's like, do you not realize that you have a pretty decent car that you could shoot? And I'm like, honestly, yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah. I'm like, I kind of like, and it's like, I humble myself and I try to be humble about having the car and stuff like that. To me, I'm just like, it's the car that I wanted. I love the car, but
Yeah.
I get my kids back and forth to school.
Yeah,
I'm going
yeah.
market basket, all that
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
So meanwhile, other people are looking at like, yo, this dude has a bad M3,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, so I started shooting the car, and then I did a set of photos, and no lie, I've been editing this set of photos for honestly, about a month now, and it's the most time I've taken on a set.
Beautiful.
And I'm looking at the photos, and I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
these really came out pretty great. And I was
And
just
then
like,
when you, not to cut you off, but bro, when that car becomes a memory, that's the set.
yeah,
That's the photo set that you're gonna remember this car by. Whatever we take on our phones or a couple snaps here
Yeah.
and there, but that set that takes you a month to edit is the set for that
Yeah.
car. That's it right there. That's what it's
Yeah.
about. In my opinion, that's what it's about.
yeah,
So I like that. Take your time, bro. You
yeah.
should.
So that's the vibe that I'm gonna get into with these next couple shoots. I reached out to a couple people, and we're gonna link up, and I just want to take my time and really just work on it.
Good.
And if they're happy with the photos, cool. If they're not, then offer your opinion. I'm always
Yeah,
open to
it is what it
criticism,
is.
things
Yeah.
like that, ways to grow.
You know what I think is the best shoots, bro, is like when you, of course my fat ass would say this, when you go shoot with someone and y'all chop it up and get food after.
Yeah, man.
Bro, those are the best.
Yeah.
When it's like, you're not there for just the transaction of you have a nice car, I'm shooting it, and then y'all go separate ways, right? Which is fine. Like,
Yeah, it's cool. I can respect it.
right, yeah. But those shoots, bro, where like y'all can talk, get to
Yeah.
know each other, grab food, break bread. There's nothing better than that, bro. That's a solid day right there.
Yeah, man.
For us old asses, man.
So, beyond the cars,
Yeah.
beyond the collective, how's life right now, man?
Life is decent.
Yeah.
Life,
Life.
nah. You know what? Life is good.
Yeah.
Life is good. Q Future and Drake. Life is
Yeah.
good. But of course, you're always thinking about more,
Mm-hmm.
right? My job is consistent, but it's not what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
So, pays the bills, but it's not what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
And then my relationship is great with my girlfriend. I talk to my son every day. I wish he was here, right?
Yeah.
But I talk to him every day. We play video games every day. Everything's straight, bro.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
actually
getting tall, man. I saw him. I was
yeah,
like, yo.
it's so scary.
Yo.
It's so scary, bro. He's way too big, man. But yeah, I mean, I'm actually having probably the best summer I've had in 5 years. Maybe.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
When
and
you
I'm
really
not
on
doing
that high
anything
right
crazy.
now,
Yeah, I'm
I
not doing
know.
anything crazy, but it's a good summer.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But being in a space of finding balance, I feel like
Yeah.
that's what we really cling to when really like it hits rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find your balance to get you into the space?
A bunch of things, bro. Therapy,
Yeah.
weed,
Yeah.
and just like chilling.
Yeah.
Honestly,
You got a strain that you kind of fuck with?
So I stopped smoking about 4 months ago.
Okay.
I think the therapy and like, it's gonna sound crazy, but I think the therapy like helped broken me.
Okay.
The weed helped me stay numb while I healed. And now that I'm healed, bro, like I'm like I don't know, bro. My mindset is so clear now. It's just like
That's good to hear.
so clear. So it was just like a process,
Yeah.
right? It was just a process. And then like therapy was amazing. The weed helped me until it didn't. I started getting like anxiety and shit from
Okay.
weed. So I was like, okay, I think that I'm done with this. And then a week after I quit, I was like, oh fuck, like I'm so clear now.
Yeah.
So it's literally just, and then we talked. I don't drink, so I don't drink. I don't do any drugs or anything. So like, I'm just clear, 24/7, and it's like, it's honestly amazing. I
Yeah.
miss smoking, bro, because
Yeah.
it's like it's great. I do edibles every once in a while,
Yeah.
but yeah, bro, it's just like that feeling of clear-minded.
Yeah.
Being clear-minded, the one thing I miss on when I smoked a lot was my creativity, bro. I would smoke and I would just sit there with like down at our office down in Fall River. I'd be there with Mike and Joao, and I would go out on our balcony, bro, and I would smoke, and then I would come back in, bro, and I'd have 4 to 5 t-shirt ideas written down,
Okay.
and I would have ideas for Mike's brand, and I would have ideas for Jay's brand, and some of that I don't get now. I still get the create like super creative t-shirt ideas and art ideas and whatever. They just don't come as fast
Okay.
as they did when I was. That shit helps, bro. I don't
Yeah.
care what anybody says. It unlocks like another level of like
Yeah.
creativity, and it's dope. But
Okay.
I'm super clear now, bro, and it's nice.
All right. That's what's
It's
up.
real nice.
That's what's
Yeah.
up.
What about you for balance?
Me? Honestly, my kids, bro.
I was gonna say it's got to be
My
family.
kids
I know you, bro.
play such a critical role
Yeah.
in my life that like what they allow me to remain in bounds even when I feel like I'm on the edge. Like my sons, my daughter, like they all play a role in keeping me in line and saying, okay, am I out here looking wild? Like how am I
Yes.
looking in front of my kids? And,
Bro, yes.
how is my patience? How is my temperament?
Yeah.
How am I dealing with stress? Because kids feed off of energy.
Yeah.
And I try to output, and I'm not a machine. I try to,
Right.
I have my moments, but like I try to output the best representation of myself so they can do the same.
Yeah.
And when they can't, it's knowing that, hey, like, you can bounce off each other because all you guys are here and you guys support each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, with me and my son, within, respecting his age, we're really transparent, me and my oldest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we talk a lot.
It's good.
Not about just the good,
Yeah.
but the bad, the troublesome, the stressful, the hurt, all that stuff like that. So that's really dope being in a space with him. So the kids keep me really grounded,
Yeah, bro.
really
Yep.
grounded.
It's kids legitimately make us the best version of ourselves.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what you were like before your kids, but I was like a hothead. I was like wilding, bro.
Wow. I was
And
out here whooping ass and getting in trouble.
yeah, just
I'm not
bugging
gonna lie.
out, bro.
Yeah,
Bugging
bro, I
out,
was
bro.
bad.
And they don't like as soon as you have kids, not everybody, of course,
Mm-hmm.
right? Not everybody changes, but yeah, bro, kids do something to you, and they just you're just a different fucking person. I remember when Amy was pregnant with Austin. I was out going to shows still. I forget what car I had at this point, but I was out going to shows still, wilding out, driving like a dickhead in traffic. And it was one day where I was doing that with her in the car, and she literally was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, we're about to have a kid. And at that moment, it hit me.
Yeah.
At that moment, I was mad quiet in the car after that, and I just was like, yo, like, I'm legitimately about to be a different human. I'm about to have to raise a kid. Like, one mistake, I could kill myself, my partner, and my unborn child. Like, that's crazy, bro. And ever since then,
Yeah.
shit, that moment I will never forget, bro. That shit changed me. And yeah, kids make us even, and then now it's like even better, bro. Like I posted about it before. Like I never experienced love the way I love for my son.
Yeah.
I never experienced like protecting somebody, providing for somebody, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it just makes us better for like everybody around you. Those lessons that our kids, we learn from being fathers.
Yeah.
We bring that into other aspects of life too. So what we bring it into work, friendships.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You protect your friends better. You know, you approach things differently to how they need things and how to help them instead of just thinking about yourself and going out and wilding out and bugging.
Exactly.
So,
Like one of the biggest things I learned through having kids was learning how to protect my energy. Because when I walk through that door and I see them for the first time since dropping them off at school, what phase of myself or what energy am I bringing to them when they first see me?
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't be this angry person outside. I can't be this frustrated person outside. I can't, because when they first see you, they're offering the purest form of love
Yeah.
at that moment. When I walk in, every time my daughter, Daddy, she books it, runs, comes right up to me, gives me a hug right off the front. And I had to learn like, hey, I can't let whatever's going on outside live in me and then
Yep.
present that to her because that's unfair to her.
Super unfair. And you're gonna breed this like feeling in her of what daddy am I gonna get today? And that's
Yeah.
never good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, and I guess in some form, like the other way around would be that she would see that not shit's not great all the time, but that's not how you want to teach her
Nah,
that,
nah,
right?
nah,
You want to give her the same energy she's giving you on the other side of that door as soon as you guys meet, and then those other lessons of tough shit and whatever.
Yeah.
There's time for that.
What's next for Matt?
Me personally,
Yeah, man.
right now I'm just I'm looking for better job opportunity.
Okay.
I'm just in like a transitional position right now, which is fine. I'm in the field that I enjoy. I'm just like not being challenged, so I'm looking for that next step. And but I'm also patient. I'm not like in a
Yeah.
super rush. But yeah, that just looking to. I want to definitely get back into like fitness a little bit. I had lost some weight and I gained it back recently. Not all of it. I gained a little bit back, but I gained enough that I noticed it.
Yeah, it's a bitch, bro.
Yeah.
Because we can get it back. So,
Yeah, it
I've been
comes
so
back so
hard in
much
the
faster
gym.
than you lose it. Yeah.
But then I eat one chicken sandwich and it's back to just, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, bro,
Yeah.
what?
It's crazy. Yeah. So, so that is like a focus that I want to put a focus on that, and
Yeah.
then yeah, just being the best like human I can be for other people too. Just like I genuinely try to focus on like how am I interacting with people, stuff like that. So I'm not perfect, but every day it's a little better every day, you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, but dude, when I said like I'm just clear and peaceful, I'm like there's
Yeah.
not an ounce, I have not an ounce of hate in me. I have not an ounce of like ill will towards anybody. I have
Yeah.
not an ounce of anything. I'm just every single day I'm just like this boring, peaceful person, but it's like the best place to be.
Yeah.
So
I can respect it. Well, sounds like you're in a really good space, and that's really
Yeah,
dope,
yeah.
man. That's really dope.
yeah.
So, I appreciate you taking the time to come up here and chop it up and, spend time with us here at the podcast.
Yeah, of course, bro. It's always good.
But we get to the final two questions that I ask everybody
Okay.
at the end of every podcast. The first being for you, do you feel, your just overall favorite year, man? Things was just vibing, you were in a good space, shit was dope, and it's beyond just, let's take it beyond just cars.
Favorite year of my life?
Well, I mean, just, honestly, yeah, let's just go with that, man.
It's a good question.
But yeah, let's talk about, your favorite year of life, man. Then shit's been real good.
Favorite year. It's gonna sound corny, but I'm just gonna say this year, bro, because it's like every year. Not everything in my life is perfect,
Yeah.
but like every year is just like it's just like growth and stuff like that. So like I initially the answer to the question would be the year my son was born, but this can sound messed up or not, but I like my son better now than I did when he was first born. So now like this year has been great. I've like the brand has grown. I've met really cool people.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of fun this summer. Spent a lot of time with my son, and I've created some cool shit, and I feel better than I have in a long time. So
That's dope.
I'm just gonna go with this year.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
dope.
definitely this year.
Now, second question, and I do the disclaimer, but everybody should know the disclaimer by now. If you don't, watch another episode. What's something that you want to be known, acknowledged, and respected for at the end of the day by friends, family, peers, co-workers, just people that are connected with you in some sort of facet of life?
Probably that. I have two. One that I never took anything too seriously because it's there's no need.
Yeah.
And two, probably that like I mentioned earlier, the legacy I leave behind is that I don't want to go to my death with saying I wish I could have done more, or I wish I took that chance or whatever. So
Yeah.
being a risk taker in whatever facet that is, and not taking anything too seriously.
Seriously, shout out to Future 5 Motorsports. I want to thank you guys for supporting the podcast on this journey. And to the next time, y'all know the vibes. Stay up, stay blessed. Peace.
Peace.
That's 100.